Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hey Bear, how are you doing? Est-ce que tu connais Beyond Contact? Yeah, you said you were sicky, huh? That sucks, man. I was sick as fuck this week. Très très malade. T'as vu des pubs? D'accord, des pubs, je suppose. Un peu trop de pubs. Un peu trop de bière. They say Guinness is good for you. I don't know if it's actually true. Okay, let's start. So. Character, new grenades, official Discord. Okay, so they actually have quite a few updates and stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna start recording for YouTube. Ah, t'as vu des pubs de quoi? De Beyond Contact? J'ai pas compris. T'es malade parce que t'as été au pub trop souvent? Ou alors t'as vu des pubs à propos de Beyond Contact? C'est pas la bonne couleur. Non mais le moins j'en mets de celle-là et le plus j'ai chopé un truc d'hiver, merde. Ah ok. D'accord. Ça fait plus de sens. Ok. Alors un petit souci d'hiver là. Maintenant c'est la caméra qui merde. Il considère qu'il y a de similarité. Ce qui veut dire que je dois avoir un reflet vert sur moi à cause de... C'est bizarre ça. Bah, c'est pire encore. Je vais mettre celle-là mais en... Trust. Bon, ça ira comme ça. Hein. C'est un peu jaune, celui-là. Ben, on va voir comment ça fait, hein. Allez. On va pas y passer des heures, cette connerie. So. Let's see how that goes. Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Bear and today I am presenting Beyond Contact. Beyond Contact is a nice little indie game that I've tried. It is a base builder, survival, RPG, crafting. It's a lot of different things. It does touch a little bit at everything, and that's actually quite interesting. It has a nice setup. It's very, very well made in terms of graphics. It's very cool. So I really thought it was worth presenting it. Let's go back for a quick presentation because I had like a meta game and I started adventuring a little bit into the game and stuff, into the planet to see what were the possibilities. But I think it's worth checking how things are from the beginning because very quickly you just basically pile up and then you just build your base basically and stuff like that. You have a multiplayer option where you can go survival on the. I wonder if you can go against. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's a more like co-op. But maybe there is a like story or conquest. Yeah, maybe there is. Yeah, maybe there is a PvP version, like capture territory and stop the corruption. Or it is a pseudo PvP where you're actually fighting together against the corruption, but like each one on his own and the best wins. I don't know. But yeah, we can also go story and conquest as a solo player. So I'm not entirely sure. I believe the multiplayer must be co-op. Anyway, I haven't tried it. I think it must be interesting. Let's go with the story and just do a quick whatever presentation video with this, and where we can actually see what the game is all about. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. Now we have different characters.
Reporting for duty.
Hey Queen. We have different characters. At the beginning I haven't unlocked all of them because I literally did not even finish the first scenario, whatever it is. So you start with Queen Hicks, scientist. She has some perks that are good for quick upgrade and not upgrade to go through the skill tree and these sort of things. She has fabrication, data gathering gadgets, so those are here. The mini-turret technology, access to portable mini-turret to aids in battle. I actually haven't even found that yet. Oh, I didn't use it. Maybe that's on me. I should try to use maybe a little bit more what the game is offering and actually not doing it. Specialized in component fabrication, able to create multiple components and acquire data from the process. Acquiring data is the name of the game. Acquiring data allows you to unblock technologies. Unblocking technologies allows you to build up your base, get protected, and these sort of things, because it is also there is a big survival component to it. Crystal Data Specialist. Queen specializes in acquiring data and can gain it more readily than other operatives. So again, scientist, she will go a little bit faster when it comes to unlocking things. There is a little bit of grinding in this game, so I hope that it's also to the liking of you. Because if you don't like grinding games where you have to like gather a lot of resources in order to unblock stuff, I don't know what, it can get a little tedious after a little while because technologies will start asking for more and more resources, I mean data, because it's all about data gathering, but ultimately it's resources we're talking about. So the game will be asking for more and more of it. And Gadget Specialist. Queen can fabricate traps that deals more damage than the traps of other operators. Cool. So she can make turrets and she can build traps. As I can see here, a sort of grenade or something like that. Let's go and see how that goes. Bear's here. Appearance and advanced setting, then they don't change anything, and let's just go for it.
Honored members of the UWC, the situation on Catern has deteriorated more quickly than anticipated. The latest surface scan has confirmed our greatest fears. We have discovered that this planet harbors a civilization, and that they find themselves on the brink of total annihilation. It is the duty of the UWC to ensure all life in the galaxy has the opportunity to grow and thrive. We must intervene. I have mobilized Space Corps. We have determined that the best course of action is to evacuate as much of the population as possible.
Thanks again for letting us work here.
Quinn! Quinn! We've received an urgent mission from Space Corps Command.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But we just tracked down this lost civilization. All right, what does it say?
You won't believe this. We've been assigned to the Catern mission.
Huh? They don't usually send scientists on a rescue operation. Was there a mix-up?
Let's hear the update.
The situation on Catern has deteriorated. We've lost contact with our satellite, and we need your team to provide reconnaissance and support to the rescue operations from orbit. You're the only expeditionary research team in range. Coordinates and objectives have been uploaded to your ship's AI. There's no time to waste. Please depart immediately and review the mission briefing en route.
All right, team. Our directives have been updated. These artifacts can wait, but the rescue team can't. So let's get moving.
Quinn, you need to take a look at... What is that?
We're in some sort of asteroid field. Are you sure you got the right coordinates?
Well, I've checked the instruments. We're staring right at Catern.
It's breaking apart. Too late. Abort the mission. Get us out of here.
Here we go. All thrusters in full reverse. Quinn, it's not working. We're being trapped in.
Okay, team. This might be it. Brace positions.
This is the Aurelius to all Space Corps vessels. Do not enter the system. Repeat, do not enter this system. The planet appears unstable. Megaton pulses are flooding our instruments. We can't escape. Preparing for impact. Abort the mission.
Nice little introduction, I like it. I love the fact that it is like half graphics, graphic novel, half video oriented. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. So we're gonna go through the tutorial phase. As you can see, we are on a full 3D third person. We will have the some part of combat, and we will have also a lot of exploration. So the exploration is a big part of the game. Right now we are just by our little escape pod here. And we're gonna talk to this Carl, to this AI. That's, I think is the autopilot system or something like that. I don't know exactly, like it's like a helper of some sort. Now I can see also that my camera is fading and I have absolutely no idea why. So I'm gonna be a ghost in this video. Anyway, Carl, talk to me.
Carl, this is an emergency. Can you locate the crew? Where is everyone?
Negative. Crew location cannot be determined due to atmospheric interference.
What? But that means I'm on my own. Carl, locate the ship. That must be where they're heading.
Affirmative. I am searching for the Aurelius. As I'm searching, I strongly recommend you refresh yourself on basic Space Corps survival techniques.
Thank you. That's a great way to introduce a tutorial. Tutorial, skip tutorial. I'm gonna skip the tutorial and just present
There's
it
no
to
time
you.
for that. The crew...
I understand. I have located the Aurelius and marked it on your map.
Thank you. Basically, it's going to explain to you that, oh, you need to scan stuff in order to get to know things. So you can gather plants or you can scan plants. Scanning, basically, it's what I explained earlier. It is the way to obtain... Yeah, objective complete. So those are all tutorial related. It is the way... Calm down. Basically, okay, so now they are validating all the objectives of the tutorial because I skipped it. So consider that I did everything. Anyway, it wants me to start crafting basic stuff and also thermostick, for example. For the thermostick, we need some tumbler and spark stones, which we don't have yet, but the sparkstone is here. As for the tumbler will be there. So new objective available, Fate of the Aurelius, thank you. Travel to the Aurelius. The Aurelius is pretty far, so we're gonna wait for the audio notification to stop. Now, what's happening with my camera? I'm a complete ghost in this game. What the hell? Weird. Anyway, so we can start by scanning. And here we go. We gained 8 mineral data because this is a mineral actually, the sparkstone cluster. So, and now that I've scanned it, as you can see, it's not green anymore. So when I'm gonna see those clusters, they are not going to give me anything more scanning them. However, when I gather some of it, I do gain a little bit of data. So I gain 1 data, but the scanning was a lot more efficient. So I'm gonna scan this one too. It is a Kepler plant. I'm going to take the fruits of the Kepler plant. Thank you very much, because we're gonna need it at some point. And we are going to see if, yes, here we got a 3rd one. Thank you very much. So we have now 3 organic data. 4, thanks to that. And I'm going to take the fruits from this one. And this one is more like a fiber. The other one is more like a fiber. And identified gases. Let's scan it and see what it was. It counts as organic as well. So this is an oxygen bubble. Oxygen is one of your 3 how do you call that? It's one of your 3 pointers, I don't know, like things that can kill you, basically. Not having enough oxygen, you cannot breathe on this planet. So this is the reason why you have these very nice little suits. Now the suit is upgradable, of course, that's part of the technologies you want to unlock. But those oxygen bubbles are absolutely vital, so you will find quite a few of it. We're gonna take one, and it refilled 1 bar out of the 5 bars of your suit oxygen reserve. Now, here it turns out that we can actually scan the escape pod. I'm going to turn the camera so we can see better. We can actually scan the escape pod. There we go. And we gain some Medigel out of it, so very cool. Let's see if there's
Space Corps
anything else.
escape pod model, number 3201.
Okay, nothing else. Cool. Over there, apparently, it refilled. Interesting. So for the very first plant it refilled, I'm surprised. So we have 2 fruits which we can eat. Now, eating the fruits does provide a little bit of hunger, so hunger and earth actually. So the stamina and earth are being refilled by eating. However, you can cook in this game. Therefore, creating a cooking station or a campfire is definitely the thing that you want to do. When you press on C by default, you open the fabrication, the crafting tab, and then you have a lot of different crafting to do. So first you have all the tools, then equipment, components, structures, advanced structures, and botany. I didn't really go all the way to botany, but you can plant stuff because basically you're stranded on that planet and you're gonna need to survive. So you can plant stuff. Let's craft quickly a thermostick. The thermostick is going to help us survive the cold of the planet as soon as, so you have a day and night, and as soon as the day goes into dawn and then complete night, you start going into a freezing mode, sort of. And this provides a little bit of heat to the surrounding area, and also it will provide some light, so that can actually be very useful. Needs a timber, so some sort of fiber, whatever it is that we got from the plants, and a spark stone, so let's craft it. The crafting is immediate, and we gain some experience out of it. Now, we have the research interface up here. If we look at the different interface, we have the research interface, then fabrication interface, which I opened directly with the button C. I found that a lot more convenient. We have the objectives interface, so basically your quests, sort of. And those are all the objectives that have been validated, so they were all the tutorials. I find it interesting but unnecessary to have that in a graphical way. It's just to sort of show you where you're at in the game, but it doesn't really provide much. Then you have the character interface. The character does get skills and stats, so the more you progress through the game and the more you'll be able to develop this character. I have a feeling that the reason why I did not get the mini turret is because I simply did not get all the way here. I believe I was full on these, so I had 3, so 12 levels, but I didn't go all the way to the mini turret. That's probably why. And then let's go into the research interface. Thanks to having scanned and cultivated some of those plants, not cultivated, but at least harvested some of those plants, we now have 8 organic data and 9 mineral data. With these data, we can research stuff. Why? Don't ask me, but that's basically how we are going to progress through the game, by unlocking more advanced technologies that help us survive, basically. So we can do a net for animal capturing. It will take 1 minute to research it. Yes, researching does take time. It requires 2 organic data to do it, so let's do it immediately, because we're gonna need that to catch some small animals and get some food. Now, if we go into survival, we have an oxygen filtering, for example, with the first level. We're gonna need also to unlock those chips in order to access the next level of technologies. And each chip, obviously, is increasing. That's where the whole grinding comes. Unlocking each chip requires more and more data, plus having already unlocked a certain number of research before. So here we need 5 organic data, but the next is going to be 10 of each, and then 25 of each plus a certain number of research, 35 of each, etc, etc. And fortunately those chips are like level of research, so once you've researched it, it unlocks for everything a new line of research that you can actually do based on each subject. You have habitats and infrastructures. There, we finished the first one. Habitat and infrastructures are related to your base. You have some combat research, which will improve your armor and weaponry and stuff like that, which is really not very good at the beginning. Then you have components, so the components are going to be necessary in order to be able to craft more advanced structure or advanced everything, basically. So that's one of the things that you need to research, like fiber weaving, for example. We need 5 organic data. Unlocks the timber rope schematic. Why is it that I cannot research that one? Because basic fabric is not researched. So let's research the basic fabric. It's also pretty fast, it's 30 seconds. And then on survival we have the oxygen filtering here, and that will unlock the air sink schematic, so we can craft this piece of equipment, and that will logically help us survive longer. I could do a net. I need a timber cloth. Oh, what a surprise. I actually need the component that I need to research right now. I'm sorry about all the beep 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 beep. That's the interface.
It'll be night soon.
Maybe I could try to lower a little bit the interface, user interface volume. I think that must be it. Let's see that.
Research completed successfully.
I could probably even just completely take it out. Yeah, I lowered the sound. It is still there, though it's still a little bit annoying. For the sake of the video, I'm going to take it out because it can get on the nerves. User interface menu, volume. Here, I'm going to take it off. There we go. So now I can actually move my stuff without having those annoying beep 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 beep. Let's go, because we are slowly dying, so there is no point in just staying here. We are going to gather a few things, everything that we see. Interesting mechanic. As you can see, the plant actually has a sort of growth level, just like its life, basically. And by gathering its fruit, and this one was a timber, so it was a fiber, I ripped up the fiber out of the plant. It did affect its life, and now it will need time to regrow to the point where it is harvestable again. Now you have a little bar here, which means that past that bar you can already harvest, but if you do so, you lower the plant's life progressively. Eventually the plant will disappear if you harvest it too often. Very interesting mechanic. Does not happen for the oxygen bubble, so this is just fine. The other one might have, this plant is also at half-life right now, so we are going to gather this one. There we go, and it lost half of its durability. We could say durability, it's not life, I don't know. We are going to gather a few things. Now, on the minimap, we can see we have a pointer, and that pointer is very likely to be the objective, so finding the oasis. The oasis is not exactly close by, or maybe I was unlucky on my previous prey, and I just didn't find it because it was so far away from me, but let's see what happens here. Unidentified big rock, I'm going to scan it. And it gave me quite a lot, 8 mineral data. Oh, we have a research available, so let's not waste any time.
In progress.
And it's getting dark, therefore it's getting freezing. Exploration, I think survival is the first one I should do. So let's research the survival. When a research is done, if you have the data...
There's a metallic-looking substance in this dull rock.
You do not want to wait too long before researching more things. As you can see, the core protection of our suit is fading. And we are sort of freezing right now because it's getting really, really cold. So, there are two solutions for that. The first is to create a campfire. The other one is to...
This region is full of open
ignite.
spaces.
Yes, stop talking.
Finally, some breathing room.
Okay, thank you. She gives us those little traits, those little, like, remarks, anyway, from time to time. Let's ignite the thermostick. There we go, looking very good. And our cold protection is refilling. So that bar, basically it's a temp, like a buffer, I would say. Now this
Research revealed some interesting results.
we finished the other research. Okay, this thermostick here gives us some cold protection because we are next to it. We can actually drop it. It's possible, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember what was the dropping stuff. Was it an equip? I can simply click here. If I unequip it, it is still burning. So as you can see, if I stay next to it, it actually has a radius. It still provides the heat. That's a very interesting mechanic. So it still provides the heat. It's like a torch that remains active. Now here's the thing. This is like a mechanical torch, basically. So it will burn until it is finished. And you cannot do anything about that. However, we can pick up stuff that's on the ground. And if you look at the minimap, you will see that you have a lot of little plus here. And those little pluses are
Nutrients. Warning.
Oh, we are hungry. Yeah, the stamina is getting low. Those little plus are resources that you can gather. So first we are going to scan them. Unfortunately, our torch remains on the other hand, so we do not just drop the torch. We found some resin. We do not have the means to gather it. And I love those little graphic novel style drawings that they did just to show like, oh yeah, there is a creature next to you, just getting all spooked because of you. The research is done. What we need now is the second layer. We need the mining equipment. So what we're gonna do for this, I'm going to immediately research the level 2 chip. We have enough completed research? No, we need 5, huh? We need 5 completed research. Therefore, let's go for this one. And then as soon as we can, I'm going to do the level 2. And I like how she drops the torch when gathering something else, and then take it back in her hands. So this is the rare species, whatever, that we found. Ah, but they are very, very, very covered. And oh, this one is not covered, but this one is. This one. I didn't succeed. Doesn't want to. Okay. But I can eventually do this one. Hog. It's a papa hog. He's not happy because I was on his territory. Okay, we got a little bit of resin here from the ground. Ah, leave me alone.
There's got to be some food around here.
Research results are ready.
Okay, now things are getting better. You can see on the minimap we have some little green dots. So those little green dots are these creatures. They are passive. Like, I went too close to him, that's why he decided to attack me, but ultimately he didn't have to. They are normally passive. Let's just gather a few things. The timber flower has been harvested. Why? Because those stupid bugs are actually eating them. So if you go close by and you just take the fiber out of the plant, they're actually not very happy because you're taking their food. And we are going to take the food here. The guy is not going to just aggress me immediately. Here, we got some more food potentially. We are starving a little bit.
So far, so good.
Yay, we passed the level. I'm just walking around trying to gather some resources. I'm going to take this bubble as well. Our oxygen is 4 out of 5, so I could take yet another bubble. We get a bit more buffer. We got some resource on the ground here. So we don't need to have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of it. It will eventually get a bit more grindy. Oh, I didn't see our research was finished. Habitat no, infrastructure no. So we have to do all 5 of those. Okay. I did not realize that. So we have to do the whole row of research first.
Nutrients level.
Yes, I'm starting to be a little hungry. So the fruits, as you can see, have a durability. They are rotting once you've taken them off the tree. So you may want to, and our torch is finished. You may want to keep an eye on this and to eat them on time. Now, eating some food can poison you, or at least makes you lose some life because of not cooking it. But for the fruit, for the kepper fruit, which is the very basic source of nutrients, it's fine. So we're gonna eat those. And it did not give us as much as I hoped it would. Can we eat the narnip? Raw food item. Yeah, the narnip is actually more nutritive than the other one. Now we finished the research and we have the molecular filtration. Those are components needed for the crafting of other things. We also have the animal capturing, so we could try to capture some animals, but we do not have the means to cook them. So I think before capturing anything, what we want is to unlock the... where's the campfire? Like, is there any basic stories? Combat. No, that should be in survival, right? Yeah, it is not. The survival is your equipment. Exploration. Oh, here. I'm stupid. Portable cooking. That's the first thing you unlock. So let's go and research this one. Oh no, I had my 5 research, so it was 3 only. Complete instantly? No, I don't want to complete instantly. That requires more data. I don't need that, I can just wait for a few seconds, that's not a problem. The researching is actually quite fast. You don't really need to accelerate things. Maybe the very last layers of research. Or if you go into a competitive play, you might want to research things faster. Here we have a quite interesting geological...
Research revealed some interesting results.
Okay, thank you very much. Portable cooking, let's go for it. I do keep on getting data through gathering plants, that's why I'm gathering them. It also gives me a little bit of resources, which I'm gonna need very soon. So there is a animal here that is red, and that's our grok. So yes, an animal that is red. Ooh, this one is red. Is going to attack you if he sees you, but they are territorial. So oh, well, that's funny. This one came back, so maybe this one was so grown. Here we got a bit more fruit. Very good. And we're also changing biome. So we are entering now, and you can see it on the minimap, we're entering now a different biome, and that's the geode quarries biome. We went to the open plain biome where we can find more fruits and more plants, and now we are going to a more arid area.
This is a very rocky area. I'm sure to find a lot of minerals lying around.
Thank you very much for your comment. That has a lot more creatures that are not necessarily very nice attacking me on sight.
I can take it.
Yeah. Stupid jellyfish.
Nutrients. Warning.
And I am hungry. Okay. Yeah. Those jellyfish are not happy people. But they will eventually go back. Done. Did I abuse the game mechanic? Eh, maybe. Maybe a little bit.
Research results are ready.
Alright, let's eat. Get a little bit of stamina and life back. What about this Gumbra grape? Oh, it's a plant that heals you more. Good stuff. I did lose quite a bit of life on this. If I could find a few more, that would be actually pretty nice. Now, I am venturing into enemy territory here. Yeah, we got some, and we can also gather some resources. As long as I don't get
something new to scan.
I didn't scan that. Okay, we can scan stuff after taking them, that's pretty interesting. The game mechanics are very, very cool, and I really like the graphics as well. The graphics are very neat. It's very environmentalist, like ambiental. I don't know. We do have a research available. Let's go for the mining equipment. We're gonna actually need that right now, because we're into a mining area. We missed something, however. We had the objective to find the... what's the name of it? The Aurelius. We are looking for sign of life of the crew. Let's take the oxygen. It didn't seem to work. Weird. Another fruit, so I'm gonna take it. Now, what about the base building, you're gonna ask me? Bear, you're just like wandering around, you're not doing much, etc. Okay. So, the base building, we are going to see that very, very soon. First of all, you do not unlock the base immediately, because you don't really need to settle down immediately. Hey, stay here. I should be able to craft my stove, first of all. So what do I need?
Research results are ready.
For the stove, I need a shitling carapace and 2 thermostick. But I could do the net. I just need a piece of cloth for that. So I'm gonna go into component, do the cloth. That's gonna use some timber. I could do also the air synthesizer, whatever you want to call it. The 3 resin and a filter, which I don't have, and the filter itself needs 2 resin and an air sac, which I haven't found. So you see, you can actually go around for quite a bit. I'm going to craft quickly a net, and I'm going to preemptively craft my 2 thermo sticks and my explorer's pickaxe. There we go. Now the pickaxe goes into first hand, obviously, head, body and back. This is all of the equipment you have, and then you can put those into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put the net, for example, on 1. It will just replace what you have into your hands. So there you go. I'm going to try and catch this little guy.
Everything's totaled. I don't think the Aurelius will ever fly again.
So
Let's look around.
we did find the ship, by the way. I was next to it. I'm just gonna take what I found here, pick that up. Pick that up. We got the resin, very good. Scan that. No, and you need to be in range into the real circle to be able to scan it. There you go.
A piece of the communications array. It works! Carl, report our status to command. We need help immediately.
Transmitting emergency message. Sent. Message failed. The ionosphere appears to be deflecting outgoing transmissions. We're on our own.
Surprise.
It's getting dark again.
Oh, well, things like that happen. It's
Nutrients. Warning.
yeah. I'm going to eat. Actually, we can eat the grape. But once again, it is better to actually cook things. So let's see if I can maybe catch a little guy. There is one over there. Where is he? He's pretty far. Can I hide into this? Yes. Got it. Now I can scan him because he can move.
Nutrients. Warning.
And I can catch him and I can kill him.
Something new to scan.
And we got one of those carapace, which is perfect because this is exactly what I need to create my stove. Now we have a stove. Did I have... Wait, to create the stove you need 2 thermosticks. Did I have 4 of them? Maybe I found some? I'm gonna get some food. Breathe some oxygen. There we go. Take some spark thingies. Because why not? And now that we actually have the pickaxe, we can pick things up. We can scan this. That was the creature I just killed. So I cannot pick everything that's here. Wait, there is in. I should be able to pick it. Oh yes, I need to click on F. Click on F for quick picking the things that are on the ground next to you. So here we are next to the carcass of the ship. And soon it's gonna turn dark.
Freezing in progress. Scans indicate someone did in fact use this.
We're gonna put the stove, and surprise, the stove emits heat because it's a stove. So it's cool because then it does exactly the same as what the thermostick does. And in order to make the stove, you actually need to use 2 thermosticks in the crafting recipe. But more importantly, you can take everything that is food related and cook it. Now you're gonna need a little bit of inventory space for that. And inventory space is a very big problem. We can eat a space bar. That actually gives us quite a bit. And I'm going to eat. And as you can see, now that I cooked these fruits, those are the healing fruits, sort of. They were giving me a little bit of heal, but barely any stamina. They literally doubled up. Like, they gave me a lot more heal. Now I'm actually full life again. And they gave me quite a little bit of stamina as well. So let's check what are the fruits otherwise that could give me just stamina. Oh, we could cook the meat. Actually, eating the meat raw would get you sick, so it's not a good idea. But you can cook it, and now we have cooked cheaterling nuggets. And let's see how much stamina that gives me. A whole bar. I just gained a whole bar of stamina eating one of those little things. Now, yes, we are freezing if we go out of the stove environment. So first of all thing, you can pick up the stove. Not like the thermosticks. The stove has a durability, is at 81%, but it does not lose its durability when you do not use it. The thermostick does. Once ignited, you cannot stop the burning. So it is a major improvement. You want to start using stoves instead of those. The only problem with the stove, you have to put it on the ground. So I'm going to put it back on the ground. Oopsie. That's not how you do it. This is how you do it. And for as long as it's on the ground, it's burning, then you don't risk any freezing. I'm going to start a research as well. So we are on level 2. We have everything for exploration. Let's do the basic backpack. And we have the organic, so it's all good. And listen to Captain Jackson holographic message.
Automated broadcast detected. Now playing back message. Automated broadcast detected.
To my fellow crew members, stay strong. We've taken a beating, but we'll pull through this together. Many survivors have been secured so far, some injured. We've remobilized and set up a temporary camp nearby. We have secured resources and medical equipment. All Space Corps operatives need to make their way to our camp. This message will repeat until all crew members are accounted for. We are in a desert region rich in coral.
Message concluded.
Haha, yes! I knew they'd make it. Thank goodness. We're going to make it, Carl. Let's go.
Alright. I really like the graphics. Like, it's a choice, and it might not please to everybody's eyes, but I find it to be very pleasing.
I'm going to need to fabricate my own equipment out here.
Yes, we will. Night is almost over. I'm just waiting for it. We still have a very bit of fuel. We have good stamina. We need some oxygen, and we got the backpack. So let's try to craft the backpack if we can. Mini pack. 8 tumble rope and 8 carapace. Okay. So we know what we have to do for the carapace. We need to go hunting. And the tumble is right here. Oh, but you wanted a rope, right? Ah, it wants a rope. So the rope might be a component we don't have. No, we do have the rope. Okay, so let's go here. We need 1 tumble and 1 resin. We have that. So
this is what it's all about.
Yay, thank you. I level up again, which means I might be able to put some skills. We can research, so I could do basic electronics. But I could also start researching some things that will help us survive. So now we are on the level 2 of research, and some of those research starts costing a lot more. As you can see, this one actually requires 5 mineral data and 5 crystal data. What's crystal data, you may ask? Well, crystal data is very specific to a certain type of resource that you need actually to unlock. So I believe the crystal data was given to me when I mined this resin cluster, and that's how I got it, if I'm not mistaken, or by scanning something, I don't know. And then we get a secure baton. Okay, well, security baton is not exactly the best ever weapon, but that's better than nothing. So let's do that, let's research it. Can I take the parsnip? Yes, okay. I can see there is a creature here. There we go. You have to go quite smoothly with those creatures. He sees me, so if I advance too close, he's going to run away. He doesn't see me anymore. Yes. I missed. Haha! Didn't have time to go. Okay, I won't have enough space, so I need to put something on the ground. I could eat my space bar, but there are like some sort of a safeguard those. I could also use my oxygen canister. We should be able to find oxygen. Some resources on the ground. We could mine this here. Aha! There we go. So, some resin. Is it what gave me the... No. Resin actually gave me a bit of both, but not the crystal. Okay. So what you see here is a mix between the data that you gather and the resource itself. So we got 2 more objectives done. This is really not very useful. We could actually upgrade her skills. So what's her skills? She is a good data gatherer, right? So crystal clear observation. You have 15% chance to receive 2 times crystal data from mines. And then fabricator observation. When fabricating a component, you have a 10% chance per data type to generate a data of that type. Let's do the
Research completed successfully.
Let's do the research, the crystal first. Let's go for the armor. Only 10 organic data, so that's absolutely not a problem. And see if we can craft the baton. Some resin, some sparkstone, some ore, ferron ore. So we can do it. However, we don't have the space for it, and that's the problem. I'm going to slaughter the guy. Did I just crash the game? I think the game just crashed on me. Something happened that the game did not appreciate. Let's start again. Not entirely sure if it comes from the game, but something just happened and the game crashed. That's the first thing that happens to me. Until now I didn't have any trouble with the game, so... Huh. Ah, it saved here, okay. It saved maybe at the end of the last day, okay. Wow, we didn't lose much. So, where were we? We were in a research for the baton. And we went to look for a creature. In the process, we gathered a few things.
All this hard work is paying off.
And she had some skills, so we took the crystal skill. There we go. I can see a creature over there. Let's see if we can catch it. Gotcha. And killed.
Suits run out of buckets.
Ah, true. Then use the stove in the case. Cook the little animal, and then we have the carapace that we needed for what? For this, for the pack. So we just need to do a rope, and now we can do a mini pack, which gives us an extra 4 inventory space, meaning that we can pick up the net and the stove and eat our good food. There we go. Everything is resolved. Now, we have those clusters. Let's take them. Clusters do give quite a lot of things, so it is valuable. Everything has a durability, so as you can see, also the pickaxe is starting to go down. We are now at 90%. If you keep the F button pushed, it will. She will also gather automatically everything that's around her. So you just need to keep it pushed. We have here a soil mount. I cannot yet interact with it. I discovered that when we first played. Let's research the armor. That's what I wanted. Because you actually need the excavation equipment to be able to start digging those things. Those are basically sort of treasure cache. It's quite funny because you get like a little bit of everything that the zone has to provide. I could go and catch that guy because he's a good source of nutrient. I do have now quite a bit of food. Okay, I got food on it. Pick it up. I'm going to slaughter the guy. I need to cook it, and I'm gonna do that right now. It is worth doing it, so I will boost up my stamina. Hello. What I don't have, however, right now is oxygen. So if I don't find any, I will start using my canisters. Let's pick that up. Again, the survival component of this game
Research
is quite
revealed some interesting results.
So we have researched, and as always, we want to keep researching. I don't have the crystal data for this one. Can I do the mine? Yes. Let's research the mine. Can I do my armor? So we got the protective bodysuit and protective hood.
Warning.
Yeah, I'm low on oxygen. I should definitely look for that first. Give me some oxygen. Usually oxygen is actually quite easy. Ah, this one is taken. It's actually quite easy to find. Is it because I keep turning into the same zone without realizing? It could be, yeah. It could be that I keep turning. Here we got some. That's one. I'm just walking around, taking some fibers. Give me some oxygen, please. More fibers.
Research completed successfully.
Alright. I'm taking the fiber because the fiber is like one of those things that you need all the time. So we finished the research for the combat part. Component, we need the crystal. This is done. We can now start doing some infrastructure eventually. So we could do a basic workshop, basic storage, solar power, and in the habitat some basic construction, some walls and fortifications. Then let's just do the basic workshop. We're gonna need it at some point. We need some mineral this time. So we need mineral for infrastructure things, mineral, and this one is a little bit of everything. And for the habitat, if I'm not mistaken, it's oh no, this one is organic. So yeah, I don't know if there is a logic behind, but yeah, you will need data from the different source. There we go. There we go. We have the oxygen. So from that point on, what do? We have something here. This is where we found the radius, and from that it tells us to try to see in this direction. So how about we do that for now, and then we're gonna be about an hour into the video, so I don't want to go much beyond that because, well, first of all, it will get repetitive for you, but more important than that, I think you will have had a good overview of what the game is about. Of course, you unblock more things as you unlock the technologies, and as you travel around. The map is quite big, and you will start getting into more difficult zones as well. For the moment, we're in the starting zone, which is very comfortable, but yeah, you will start having the corruption. And the corruption is a bit like unknown. We don't know what this corruption is all about. You have funky creatures you need to defend against, and they are not necessarily very friendly. So, and here, no, that's not the corruption yet. The corruption appears as some sort of alteration of the ground. So we already have 14 fiber, 14 of this. I don't need to spend too much time on this. I actually have quite a bit of resin as well. If things are on the ground, I can take them because it's easy and fast. Like this, for example.
Research completed successfully.
I could try to mine a little bit and see if I do get the crystal. No. I was hoping, but yeah. I'm not entirely sure what will give me the crystal. I mean, there are sorts of crystals. Probably the blue one. Maybe that's the one that gave me the polykin ore. But that's fine. We are going back into the... there we are.
What
we are going
harsh
back into
conditions. Life seems to be slowly disappearing here.
No, that's mineral. So this guy is a Krabby, but it's a Krabby that's not as friendly as the previous one. However, we can do that.
Time to move.
Ow. Leave me alone. Can I kill the Krabby? Apparently I cannot. Do I have my fighting stick? I actually do not. So I'm not well equipped right now to fight those Krabbies. I'm gonna leave them. Can I... Ooh, they're circling. Security baton. I can do that, yes. That's right. I'm gonna swap. Could I at least give myself a protective bodysuit? I need 3 clothes and some spare stuff. That's not a problem at all. I got them, so let's make it. Now we have a little bit of armor and the protective hood. What about it? So everything will do what? It protects from spores. So it's a filtration system, and also oxygen drain rate is 60% slower. Now if I go into protective hood, what do we have? Physical 7% on spores, but nothing for the air. Actually, we are losing quite a bit of oxygen. If I could do the filter, it would be good, but I do not have a vital component, the air sac. Exploited to find this item. I have actually no idea where the air sac is. I don't even remember if I found it the first time. The air sac, what it looks like and stuff. So we have now an armor and we have a security baton, so let's see what happens.
I'm ready.
Oh, you really need to be close, huh? How much damage are we gonna take? Quite a bit. Alright, we did it. Thanks to that, we can scan some new interesting parts.
The sun is setting. There's bits of coral everywhere.
So we got a cardboard carapace and urchin length. Ah, this one we did not scan. Gooplasma.
Suits run out of pockets.
And we got some meat. Okay, we can eat. So the small guy, we can eat definitely something. So let's use the stove. Take it. Cook it. And identify creature parts. Okay. Thank you. That didn't give us so much life back. And that is a urchin carapace. Okay. So, captured coopod. Less hostile than other member of its family. Seems to enjoy collecting shiny objects. Is it possible for me to... No. So what happens if I release it? Is he gonna attack me? Yep.
I can take it. I need some medicine. There's bits of coral everywhere.
I'm not 100% sure what's the purpose of capturing it with
Research
that. I mean,
completed successfully.
definitely it did help me not having him around, but... Oh, we can eat those two here. Actually, I'm making a mistake. I should cook them. So let's put this one here. They're almost done. That's why I didn't see it, because since the color is completely changed, I didn't realize that they were almost done. They are fruits, so they do also rot. Let's do that, and then eat those guys. There we are. And that's pretty good. I'm gonna pick the stove and
In progress.
use it on a stick. Ah, my inventory is I'm gonna do the carapace. I want to keep the security stick because we arrived
What?
here.
Hello? Anyone? We need to find out what happened.
A protective bodysuit? You gotta be kidding me. I just found a protective bodysuit. I just crafted one.
A recording. It was recent, too. I don't think I have it in me to listen to this.
Captain's log. Good day. We finished setting up our little outpost here. The wounded are being treated and oxygen supplies are sorted.
Oh, sorry.
Nearly everyone's accounted for. Nearly. We've been out searching for Quinn. Still, no sign of her so far. But she's tough. I'm sure she's made it. During our search, we discovered a massive collection of ruins. They look similar to the image we received during the briefing. After we find Quinn and patch everyone up, getting to those ruins is going to be our top priority. What? Everyone! Diamond formation! Get in a defensive position! Protect the wounded! Incoming! They're engaging!
This can't be happening. Everyone's gone. Just like that?
Not just like that, apparently. Another bar. We like the spatial, like the Mars bar, you know? That's a Mars bar, space bar. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you like it. I mean, Beyond, what's the name? Beyond Contacts. Yeah, Beyond Contacts. The menu does not open just now. Beyond Contacts, interesting graphics. I like this little duality between video game and graphic novel. The obvious gameplay based on survival, crafting. It's quite
I
enjoyable.
felt a shake in the ground. Did something happen?
Lots of things are happening in the game as well.
I detect a massive anomaly coming from the planet's surface. I have plotted the location on the map.
Cool. Just randomly. Now we have a new event to visit. The map has... Oh, yeah. Look at that. Void Rift. Look at that. The map is quite big, actually. It's quite massive. So you are in for quite a little bit of time. This is where we started, if you remember, into this little point here in the pods. And we only traveled those so far. And also because I literally beelined the quest to show you as much as possible during this video. But yeah, you have a lot of things to do. The Aurelius is the place where we actually found the ship, so you can set up a base around, so you can start constructing stuff. Yeah, you have quite a lot to do in the game. So the habitat will require for you to start putting some basic infrastructures in it, and some energy, so you also have an energy consumption that you need to deal with. You can store all your stuff, and then you start going into more complex refinements, some research. The game goes through a lot of different phases. I like also, it has a lot of don't starve mechanic, if you know the game, with this days and nights thing, where you basically have to care for the night and always prepare, you know, to have some thermosticks ready and this sort of things. I love the idea that you can just drop the thermostat on the ground, but it has a radius of heat, so you remain into the area where you get heated. Like, there are lots of very great ideas in this game. It's really a melting pot of different vibes and different genres, but it's really cool. And I am fading into the shadow of the camera, completely breaking on me. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave me a little like. And do not... Yeah, I'm very ghostly today, you're right. Leave me a little like and do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it. I will try to keep on making videos on indie games. I don't know if I'm going to be as ghostly as today, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed it. See you into the next one. Bye-bye. Let me see if I can do something about the camera screwing up. I have no idea what the hell is happening here. Is it because I turned off the light here? No, that's... So, it's related to either the integration of the graphics in the game, because it does that for some games, but not for others. because the camera is on front, there is nothing more on front than the camera. So there is no reason for the camera to not be visible properly. So, if I go into the camera settings, did I miss something? Like, is there a filter that I didn't do? What does that do? CPU thread. That does nothing. This is absolutely not what I need. So, it's related to the chroma key, but it should not, because I am not green, so is it that the light is just not strong enough? Maybe that's the problem. Maybe the light is not strong enough.
Oxygen warning.
Well, now it's my face that's like white, completely white. Let me see if I can maybe boost up the light.
I could be conducting further research.
So. This thing has decided to be annoying. Okay. Now, does it help or not? Okay, maybe that's better like that.
My suit's out of oxygen soon.
Okay, the shadow of the chair I cannot do anything about. At least that seems to be a little better. It's a little strange though. Yeah, I know. You know, it's not with a reason that you have professionals to do stream management.
Nutrients warning.
Anyway, I think my first problem is the quality of the camera, despite the fact that it is a stream webcam that I have, so it's in theory specifically for that. Second possibility is that the ratio of light regarding to the green screen is not good, and that's what's creating all the problems. But I actually already have two different lights, and if I put too much light in order to get the green properly captured by the camera, then it just I'm becoming completely white because I got too much light in my face, even if it's a dim light. And both of the light I have are actually dimmed. So I'm not entirely sure. The third possibility could be that due to the fact that the room is yellow by the wood, the yellow of the room is interacting with the light created by the lamp. And I also have this thing from the camera, like that takes a little bit. That's really the
Oxygen low.
smoothness, huh? If I don't want it, I have to be at a very specific position. Yeah, it's a whole ratio of light and other things that's creating issues for me. But yeah, the setup is not easy for me to put here into the room, so I'm not entirely sure. Some other people, they have like super nice, super detailed video capture. I don't know if the problem comes from the quality of the camera itself, or if it's a whole question of light and other things like that. So anyway, so that's it for Beyond Contact. Let's jump to the next, because I got things for you today. Beyond Contact is cool, though. It's a cool game. I really appreciated it. It's a little grindy, but it's a little bit in the vibe of what was the name of it? We played a game that was called Frozen something. I don't know if you remember. Like, it was on a pretty big map, post-apocalyptic. It's a little bit in the same vibe, from my opinion. It's those RPG survivor base building game. But the graphics are good. A lot of things are very good in this game, so that's why I'm actually pretty happy with it. Now, second game. This one, I am more 50-50. There we go. Now, it's funny that the game, lots of games don't even present their name on the front page of the game. This is very strange. I don't know why they do that, but like, I mean, yes, it's a fairly cool front, but you don't even see the name of the game. What you see is physics, I don't know what, but that you don't see it on the video. I see it. It's kind of weird. Hello and welcome, this is Bear, and what I got for you today is an indie game called Gord. Gord is Gord the Alliance. Gord is a very strange game. It has it has a very strong audio, so I'm going to lower the audio a little bit so we can hear me and not just the game. Gord has a very strange gameplay that I found extremely interesting, but On the other hand, this game has been discontinued. Therefore, I would also not advise for people who are not very game loving and willing to invest money even in games that are not finished or these sort of things. I would not advise for people to just jump on it. It's a game that you can find often at 90% off on Steam for like $5. So you can say like, oh, that's just $5. Okay, let's go for it. But it does still have a few bugs that sometimes can be gameplay impacting and even screw up your run or I don't know what. And they will not be fixed because the developers have stopped any support for the last 2 years. So the community is not very fan of it, and you will find a lot of bad reviews in that reason. I myself left a bad review because I want people to know that this game will not be supported anymore, and you cannot expect to have those bugs being corrected. However, the game itself is a lot of fun, and I found it extremely interesting. I found it extremely interesting and to explore the possibilities that the gameplay offers on this one. We can do a custom scenario. We do have access to a campaign. I don't exactly know where the chronicle is. Okay, yeah, okay. The chronicles are like the things that you unlock. Normal players already know the game. They clicked on it. Yeah. Well, of course, but lots of people don't, so that's the reason why. Gord, let's try to do maybe a... Like, can you just do a quick scenario? Casual, standard. The gods favor you with abundance, but can't win your battle for you. You start with a fair number of resource, moderate heal rate, and faith gain, and your enemies at basic threat level. I have no idea what the scenario is about. Let's try it, because why not? Now, what I like about that game is the fact that it is a base building strategy game, but where you can actually develop each of your characters. There you go. We start with... I'm going to pause the game for a second here. We start with a campfire and 6 guys. This is a scenario, so I've never played the scenario before, so we're gonna see how that goes. And each of those guys, as you can see, they have some sort of a initial job related to them. Now, if I click on one of them, this guy, for example, apparently is a hunter. It has a little bow and arrow here. Maelona, she's an archer, so she's a fighter already, yeah. But oh, this one is the hunter with the deer. Okay. She's idled, she's unassigned, but that's because we are just starting, not a problem. Each character has a whole character sheet with a lot of different details that you can actually look at and develop, and that's really cool. It's almost like if you were playing Baldur's Gate or a game like that with a group of people, but here's the thing, it's not, because you build your base and you can even grow your population through them making children. And each child is going to be its own character with its own thing. So what does she have? She has a strength and a weakness. Her strength, she's materialist, so she gets plus 1 sanity per second while holding an item. Okay, so she wants to find at least an item. And she gets sanity, that's pretty cool. She's weak versus spiders, so an archer, that would definitely be a character that I would like to send into the wild in order to, you know, help with the creatures and stuff, but she's weak against spider, which is not cool. So she's gonna do minus 50% attack damage against spider warriors. That's not very good. Now, the fact that she's an archer as her initial job doesn't mean that you have to keep her as an archer. You can actually decide to make her whatever you want, and that's the thing that's very interesting. Now, what are... like, for example, you can say, oh, wait a second, you talked about sanity, what the hell is that? Okay, we have 3 different characteristics on the characters, and each of them can modify, and each of them can go very bad. So, obviously, the character's Earth. They can recover Earth over time. They can also go into a special building that will help them recover the Earth. So, that's fine. Now, sanity. This game has a sort of fog of war on the map. That's behind me. Sorry about that. The map has a big fog of war. Let's see if maybe I should move my camera a little bit so that I'm not in front of the interface. There we go. And this fog of war it's a real thing. It's a real thing. This is the wilderness, and the wilderness can be swampy, can be foresty, it's globally very scary. It's spooky. Lots of very bad creatures, lots of bad things, and people are scared. They're scared for their life. Their sanity, they will lose it going into the dark or going gathering stuff into the forest in order to grow the village. If they don't have access to some sort of light, they don't feel secured at all, and so they lose sanity. When their sanity goes down, they get nuts, and that's very bad. They get bad traits that will affect them, that potentially can really make them nuts. They start attacking people around and these sort of things. So sanity, an important factor. If you look at the characters here, you actually see their health and their sanity as being the two main bars, because the sanity is just that important. They start with a big number, but that number can go down very, very easily. Now they are by the campfire, so they're actually growing by their sanity, but when they go and harvest stuff, they lose it constantly. And then they have their faith. Individual faith is the contemporary faith strength of this particular subject. The faith is a weird arts mechanic that gives you level of faith here that gives you basically sort of mana. It gives you points which you can use in order to play incantations, in order to play sort of magic as some sort of a god, like as a sort of godlike thing where you're on top of your people. So I'm going too much into detail right now. What do we have to do? We have a campfire, that's nice and all. Well, first thing first, we need to set up a camp. We have a little bit of resources. Let's go for it. Let's build our first palisade. Now, I could get those in, that's not necessarily problematic. Do we have fish in this zone? I don't know if we do. I want to make sure that the resources don't immediately get destroyed by that. So, also, where do I want my door, my main door? I think I want the main door to be south like this. I'm using Q and E in order to change the position of the palisade. Also, you can manually move them. You can extend them a little bit. And I will strongly suggest that you try to extend your initial camp as much as you can, because space is an issue in this game, and this is the max amount that I can have. Okay, there we go. That seems okay. It's okay big, but yeah. Grodek, name of your Gord. Okay, good for me. You can suggest more, but okay. Trinovo, Sohachev, Rania, it doesn't matter. Speronist, how about Speronist? Now, there are a lot of interesting game mechanics when it comes to the base building. So, first of all, as you can see, I just set up the palisade, and they all, because they're idle, they're all going to start working on it. Now, they don't necessarily need to do each of these palisades. It comes as a one object. So, once they are done working on it, each of them are going to pick a side and do something, but they are all working on it basically, so it's going to be built in one go. 70-80%, you can see down there. We go. You couldn't see it is behind me. Okay. Now the palisades are up and running. From those palisades, we have some wood, we have some reeds. We need food for our peeps. When they don't have food, they don't feel very good. And we have additional resources on this side which are less necessary. They are more regarding to the development of the village, while those are quite necessary because wood and reed is the base material for every building. The food is for your peeps, so you actually do need those resources quite in good quantity. Let's immediately see what we can do with this. We have 170 wood. We need 50 for the thatchery, so we need already 100 wood just to build those two stuff. And then the forager hut requires the lumber mill and the thatchery to have been built. Okay, cool, no problem. So where do we have a lot of wood? We have a lot of wood in this area. Also, on the map, we are rather on the left side. So, that means the map does not go much beyond this. So, we want the thing to be maybe around here, maybe by the door. But we have food here, which I don't want to impact. So, I could maybe build my sawmill here. They're gonna lumber mill. They're gonna go and work on it. And the factory, the reed. Where do they have the reeds? They have a lot of. All those are reeds. Are those reeds? Yes. How about I put it here next to the entrance? You see, the building's actually quite big. So, when I said try to get your space so that you know, you can place stuff in, it's a thing. Now, we start with those basic buildings. We can assign up to 3 workers, and eventually we can upgrade the building, which allows us to put more workers in. The lumber mill, immediately, because this guy was a lumberjack as a initial job, he straight up went for the lumber mill. But does it mean that it is necessarily the best character for it? And this is where the game gets a little complex. After having seen his basic interface, we can click here and we can assign to each character up to 3 items that we find on the map or killing enemies or these sort of things. These items are going to give them interesting boosts on different aspects, but most importantly, they are giving them boosts on the jobs they do, or as they could have an armor, they could have like a better weapon or this sort of thing if you use them for fighting. So, but you can only have an item of each type, meaning that if you have an armor, for example, you cannot have a second armor type item used by the same character. You can have an accessory, you can have a pendant, you can have a weapon, for example, and then you can wear all of them. Lots of items have prerequisites, or at least they expect the character to be at a certain level to be able to make use of its effects, and this is where the skill come in play. Now, here's the thing. So this guy, he didn't come virgin, he didn't come completely empty. He had a life. He is actually an adult. So, he's not at 0 everywhere. He's actually experienced in quite a few things. And we can see immediately that the most experience that he is actually in trading. And trading experience is gained by earning gold in the trading post. So, you tell me, how does a lumberjack have a lot of trading expertise? Well, that's what I said. It's not because he's a lumberjack that it means you need to use him as a lumberjack. Now, his cutting experience, which relates to both wood and, I believe, reed, if I'm not mistaken, as resources, the cutting experience that this guy gains by doing that job actually has a minus 10% XP modifier. So he's a very, very poor lumberjack. He's not good at cutting wood. However, it does gain 30% XP modifier in exploring or gathering food. So why should I use this dude priority into cutting wood when he could get so much experience and so much better, quicker gathering food instead? So I'm going to use Yaroslav as a fruit gatherer, not as a lumberjack. To do so, forage your hut immediately. And we actually have some foraging stuff inside the base. So let's put the forager's hut right here. The positioning of the building is not like an easy thing to do, but that should be fine. I could actually place it. I just don't want to lose the resource because there is a resource right here. Okay. Hopefully it's gonna go and it's gonna start taking those resources. Now eventually we can extend the palisades by creating more palisades, but that comes later in the game. So I'm gonna ask those guys because I can see that we don't have a lot
Our
of food right now.
sisters are enjoying their quality of life.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna ask this guy to immediately come here and start gathering food for me. Now, do we have in our characters, if I go back to Yaroslav, do we have in our characters someone who's good at cutting? So Soberiad, who... hilarious. Soberiad, who is a forager, is actually excellent at cutting. So, Soberiad, my friend, you are the new Yaroslav. He does also have a 20% food production experience. So he's not... Actually, this guy is great. He's good at everything. He's a jack of all trades. Cutting experience, mining experience, food production, exploring. He's good at everything. So this guy is good. Eloy is whining. So what does that do? It's his strength, though. Plus 2,500 sanity after successfully completing a fight for prize quest. Okay. And what is his weakness? Party animal. A minus 2,500 sanity after failing a holiday quest. Okay, so those might be the random quest that comes during the scenario or during the map. Like you get some random events, and that must be related to that. So if we manage to do a fight for prize quest, he will gain a lot of sanity for that. But I think the more important is not that he gains a lot of sanity. The more important that he might lose 2,500 sanity, which is half of his sanity, if we fail a holiday quest. Now that's important to remember. Okay, they all came completely naked, so they don't have any item or whatever. What about the third guy? Our hunter. Now, her health is not very high. She has 137. He has 132, 137, 143, that's better. 150, this guy, the archer. I mean this girl. And 136 for this one. Okay. So that's actually, I never really... Brave versus horror, interesting. I never really pay attention to the fact that they have different level of health. But I think that's quite important. Because you will need to fight with these characters. Now, this person here has plus 30% mining experience, so she will be an excellent miner. We do not have any mining before the second phase of the game, because mining clay or iron is something that you need for sort of the second level of building and equipment and stuff. So, what she could do, while she's not mining, she does not have any negative modifiers when it comes to fighting, so good stuff. And for food production, she's not very good, but she has some good fighting experience, so maybe I make her a fighter. However, her exploring experience is not very good, so it would not be great to have her as a scout to explore the map. Now, there is a thing that's very important, the scout. The scout is a special job that is a sort of support job. So you will need fighters to protect your peeps. I'm gonna let them build. You need fighters to protect your people from either the creatures in the wilds. So we said, Yaroslav, you are my food gatherer. Stop what you're doing and gather food instead. There. They can change job, that's not a problem. As soon as he went in, he changed his job. So now he's a forager. You need to protect your peeps, because at the moment they are gathering whatever is here in the palisades, so some wood and some foraging stuff. But very quickly they're gonna start needing to go out of the palisades, and you have a lot of creatures, monsters and enemies on the map. So how do you protect those people when they just randomly come out and go for getting a resource of sort? Well, you need fighters. But you need to be able to first gather everything that you need to develop your village if you want to be able to spare some of those villagers to be fighters. So, yeah, you have a little bit of a management issue here that you need to deal with. Okay, very interesting. Mikos. So Mikos is a clay worker. But turns out that he does not have any mining experience, so he's a very poor clay worker. He does not have any mining experience. He is not good at mining at all. However, he is very good at learning how to fight. And he does not have any negative on exploring. This guy could be our scout. How much life does he have? 126. He's very weak, however. He's brave against the horror, so plus 570 per second when the horror is in range of sight. Okay. But he fears the white folks. He loses sanity when there is a white folk in on the side. Interesting. Now, what are those things? In Gord, on the map, so if you play the campaign, you play a succession of maps. So, in Gord, the Gord, by the way, is the name of this village in the wilds. In this game, you will have an opponent, the white folks. They are the natives of this place. And they are not very appreciative of the fact that you just came and basically took over their lands. So they will start attacking you at some point once they realize you're here, and their attacks will get increasingly more present until you eventually just go and destroy their village of salt. So they are not necessarily very strong, and your villagers are strong enough to fight against them. If you specialize your villagers into fighting work, such as an archer or a axe wielder or these sort of things, they will have some bonuses in order to, you know, to fight enemies. The white folks are somewhere in the map, and they will eventually come occasionally and attack the Gord. For this, we have the palisade to protect ourselves. They do not come inside for as long as they did not breach the palisade, even if the door is open. So that's a game mechanic, but just accept it. However, the horror, now that is something entirely different. The horror, you have only one in the map, somewhere. And that horror is like a deity. It's like a enormous creature, very strong. And that horror eventually will get aware of you being here, and as its status of deity will request things of you. You have to sacrifice things for that deity. Otherwise, bad things happen. Now you can eventually fight a horror and kill a horror, so you get rid of these all requests that she sends. But you better need a pretty strong army to be able to do so. However, you have that opportunity, that option, that you can fight the horror. And the horrors, like the graphics and everything is very, very nice in that game. That's why, even if the game has been discontinued, I'm still sort of enjoying it. The graphics are very nice. The ambience is very spooky. It's always raining. It's always like they are living in a very harsh environment. These people, trying to survive, basically. Now we have our lumber mill, and we have our forager hut and our thatchery. We do need a lot of wood, so I will try to find someone else that is really good at cutting, and put another cutting person. So Irena, she immediately went into, she had the job. She has very good cutting experience, so she's fit for the job of being a reed cutter. Mailona, our archer, has very good cutting experience. She's gonna be a lumberjack. And we have Mikos, that has better fighting experience. He's actually a very poor cutter, so he could potentially do a little bit of food gathering. But do we have someone else doing nothing? Here, that person. That person has great mining experience. She sucks at exploring. She does have good fighting experience, but no specific food production experience. So, Mikos, since you have pretty good food production, please do gather a little bit of food. And so the only person left is this hunter. Now she's bad at exploring, so do we have somebody that's actually good at exploring? We have Yaroslav. Yaroslav has a plus 30% XP when it comes to food production or exploring. So that does not really compute very well together because, while food production is something important, so you might want to have him produce food for you, but he could be a very good explorer as well. You gain experience in exploring when you uncover some of these black mists, basically. What do you gain out of exploring more? Range of sight. So you gain some range of sight. Exploring experience gained by revealing more of the map, lifting the fog of war. He has very good trading experience. So this is a complex guy. Sobeirad. Sobeirad. Maybe that's my jack of all trades, Sobeirad, right? Yeah. The other characters do not really have something very interesting. So Sobeirad, my jack of all trades, right now is cutting wood, but he will eventually become. He has already 2 fighting experience. I think he could be also a scout. So right now I only have her. She's a miner. She does not really have good stats, so I need what? More wood. Just cut some wood from me. And I'm going to accelerate a little bit. I've been talking a lot, but I didn't show much. Meaning, we are going to gather some resources at the moment, and we are not being attacked. But the next thing I can do, for example, is the scout tower. So I have enough now resource to build the scout tower, and that will allow me to assign the scout job to one of my peeps. So let's put the scout tower in place that's not bothering anyone. For example, yeah, there is nothing in particular here, so let's put it here. Now anyone that's available would build. So maybe Dobia's Lava, when she's done with the wood, she will go and do it. No, Sobia did it. Those two will do it. Okay. As soon as they bring the stuff, they start building. Also, there is I saw that there is a limit at the number of builders that comes, and then they go back to doing whatever they were doing before. Now there is one of the bugs in the game. That is that at some point, and I really like the animations, by the way, like the way she's catching the wood. At some point, come on, bring the log. There you go. Now cut the log. There you are. Look at that. I mean, those animations, really, really cool. And the next one is gonna do the same. Put it up. There you go. Start cutting the log and stuff. Yeah, there you are, preparing the log for construction. Those little animations are really, really nice to see. And overall, the graphics are very nice as well. You can zoom pretty close. You can look at your villagers do their thing. We have a little bit of fish here. Oh, very, 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 very few fish. Do we have fish here? We have a little bit more. So we have eventually a fishing pond here. And that's it for the fish. So the fish is not a very good source of food. Do we have any wild life? We have one game here. I do not see a lot more in the immediate vicinity. So in terms of food, I think for the moment the forager is definitely what we want. And you can already see that we have some people already out. Now I saw somebody here. Yeah, there is someone walking here. Can I take... Who's my jack of all trade? You're my jack of all trade. Where are you? You're cutting. I'm gonna wait for you to come back. Oh, and there's something here. A life spring. Nice. There is something walking around here. I'm not entirely sure what that is. But I think it's someone. It's a kid. Oh, but I think it's a spirit. It's not a kid, it's a spirit. So, we are gathering a little bit of things. Now, we can start building. We have the fishing shack, we have the hunter den. As we saw, both are not very great. Obviously, the best of the two is the fishing shack. What I would want, however, is to set up a exit on this side. So I'm gonna go into special first and build an additional gate that costs 100 wood. It's quite expensive. I'm gonna put the gate here. And once this gate is done, I'm gonna ask them to put a fishing shack. I need 100 wood. I don't have the wood anymore. So first of all, I do the gate, and then we see. And then you, doing a great job, you have things around that you can go and start gathering. So, some resources, like there is a bag already we see here, there are 2 bags, but there might be enemies, there might be like creatures or I don't know what. So you're gonna come here, you're gonna be a scout. Now, what is the scout? And that's the thing that is quite important. The scout is a special character, and he is special in his capacity to actually provide light for the people around. The scout is special because he gains experience through walking around in the wilderness. So if I can find a scout torch, a scout's tower allows subjects to assume the scout profession. Okay, it would have been better if I could actually see the detail of the scout profession, so I could show you. But yeah, it's basically here. So he has a higher range of sight that allows him to explore the fog of war. But also he is able to use a special item, which is the torch. And the torch provides light for people even when they are outside of the camp. As you can see, this camp has light around. As long as they walk around the light or into a light radius, they don't lose their sanity. They actually regained it. Look at that. They were all pretty low in sanity, the yellow bar, but now they are almost all at the top. So this one, she's going for the reed, so now she's starting to use that door. What I wanted to add was the fishing shack, and I'm going to put it... Come on, help me. The position is really not that easy. If I do that, I'm losing a lot of space here, so how about I try to... How about like that? Maybe in the other direction? Next to the door. So I have enough space for another building below. I'm gonna put it here, so the fisherman can go out from that door, access the fish immediately, and that would be a great, efficient way of getting stuff. Okay, so my scout, he has his little torch, and he can start looking around at things, and we already see that character I'm interested in. Hello! Hello, golden boy. What are you? Oh, he gave me something. Nice, thank you. Are you leaving? Or are you just staying here? Yeah. What did you give me this time? A pile of gold. Nice, thank you. I found you. What else do you have for me? Another pile of gold. Alright. And bye-bye. The spirit disappeared. Very, very cute. I love it. So, we do find some things in the ground, and we definitely want to take them. If you look at the minimap, you can actually zoom on the minimap, if the minimap wants to zoom at the right position, of course. I should be able to reorient the minimap, no? Okay, that is very strange. Why I cannot zoom properly. Anyway, on the minimap, you see a lot of resources and a lot of markers, of points and stuff like. So the symbols are here. You have the enemies, point of interest, treasures, herbs, friendly subjects, structures, horror, and resources. And funny enough, you have all those little triangles here, the treasures. They are points of interest to look. I mean, of course, these point of interest are more like life spring, etc. So they are like special things that you can find into the map. But the yellow one are resources on the map. So we are going to immediately start looking at those. Because there are actually quite a few. And they can boost up the game significantly. We found a grave. There were 15 gold. I lost some sanity by pillaging the grave. Not the second time, but the first time I did. As you can see, the line of sight is really not that great right now. So I'm going to just direct my guy. Look at the resource a little bit. Here we have a Leshi totem. Deities bless those who take the time to pay homage to that totem. The patron gods of each profession will increase the speed of gaining experience in that field. Let's check which one it is. Food production. Experience gain plus 200% for 1 month. And we found an excellent axe. Okay, cool. So the excellent axe, those are the resources that we are gathering, the mushrooms, I don't know what. So I cannot gather them, it says wrong profession. Obviously I'm a scout. Now, however, if I go into his interface, we did find 2 stuff. Excellent boots and excellent axe. Now, as you can see, there is a locker on them. That means I cannot actually use them. And why? Because this one is only for axe wielder at or above level 2 fighting experience. This guy has 2 level fighting experience, but he's not an axe wielder, he's a scout, so he cannot use it. Now, if he could use it, the effect would be plus 10% damage. It's a weapon. And now we have the boots. What do they do? Only for hunter at or above level 2 food production experience. So that's the prerequisite on this one. And this one is a tool, and the effect is increased speed when carrying a carcass by 20%. So the hunter has to carry the carcass of the game that he kills, so it takes a lot of time, and thanks to the boots he can actually go 20% faster. Now once again, we are not having much visibility, but we are gaining experience. Actually, there is a good way to see it. It's to open this, to keep it open here, and to look at that progress. If I just walk around, you will see that slowly but surely, by unfolding the fog, my bar is going to progress a little bit. It does take time. It's a game that requires... Oh, I triggered a trap that was a carcass. So I actually walked on it, and that could have been bad. Yeah, it is bad. I got poisoned. Oh, we hear an animal here, and we do not want to go and see the animal, because it could be a group of animals, such as a group of wolves, for example. What was I saying? Literally. It's not wolves, it's alligators. Bye-bye, I'm leaving. Yeah. There is a range at which they are willing to run, and then they are probably gonna go back to where they were, but... God, 2 alligators for these poor little scouts, I think he would have died. Let's check those bags, however. We found friend strength, and this was red. Oh yeah, he's sick. Unfortunately, I got it sick. Could I find an herb that cures the sickness? That would be great if I could. The herb that cures the sickness appears white on the map.
There's a new decision to be made.
Okay, so that's an event. I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna pause. There are a few things on the map that you still need to understand. So for example, you have herbs, and 3 categories of them. You have the red one, you have the yellow one, and then you have the green one, but it appears white on the map, especially because the map is gray most of the time, unless there is light to show the color. So in the gray, the green herb appears white because of the flower. And I do not see a single one in the vicinity. That's not... Yes, I do. Right here. The green herb. Now, the green herb cures poison. So I'm gonna tell him, come here and take the green herb. Before I do that, though, I'm gonna quickly check this bag. It's an item, I cannot take it. Okay. And what about the cart? Ah, it contains some reeds, so the cart was good. So, quickly, you are sick. Come here and take an herb. Now, we have a decision. This is an event. You will have events happening periodically. such as, hey, a new kid just got born, or people just arrived into your... What is this? Hunter. Kill Saragash. Time remaining 100 minutes. Is that our main quest for this scenario? Looks like it is our main quest. I did not know we had a main quest in scenarios, so it was probably open the whole time, I just didn't see it. So we have Saragash, and it's either a chief wildfolk, or it might be the name of the horror, and we have to kill that person within 2 hours. Now let's check the event. A decision must be made.
Hurry! There was an accident.
Wow, great. Most of the events... No, actually, no. They can be both good or bad, but this is a bad event. Memory lost. There was an accident at one of our structures. Erwina slipped and hit her head hard. Someone nearby came to help her, and after a while she regained consciousness. But she doesn't remember anything. She doesn't know where she is, what she is doing here, or even who she is. It is probably temporary, but the woman needs time to recover. Okay. We can... it's a decision making here, so we can let her rest. Her memory will come back in time. If we do that, she's stricken with brain rot, and she loses 60 Earth. So, half of her life. Or there is no time to rest, she has to work. We do not have that negative effect, but we are going to have an unknown result. Now the unknown result for this event, I know because I already had it, it's gonna be that she will have a affliction. So for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do that because it's more interesting. There is no time to rest, she has to work. Okay. So what she got... Oh, she did not get an affliction, sorry. She lost 25% maximum Earth. So that was not good. Not good at all. So her max Earth just got divided. And she also got minus 600 HP... experience point in her current profession. Now, who was she? It was... Erwina. It was our reed gatherer. The video starts well. She just lost 600 experience in cutting. And she's in the thatchery. Yeah. So her cutting experience went down. I think she was at 3 or something like that. And she went down to barely more than 2. That sucks. That sucks. And she also lost 25% Earth, so she has a 137. Was she our toughest character? And I believe she was. So she was our toughest character, and now she's one of the weak. Is at 143. Are they gaining more Earth? Was he always, Yaroslav, was he always at 143? Mikos, wasn't he at 126? So apparently they're gaining some Earth through the village expanding, or like... Yeah, it looks to me that they are getting stronger. Anyway, she was at 150 and she's now at 100... she was probably up to 160 and now she has 137. Anyway, not the worst that could have ever happened. Actually, I thought she would be subject of an affliction, and that's actually much worse. So, what are the afflictions? The afflictions can either affect their mental capacity or their Earth. They can be sick by something special. That usually happens if one of the characters gets to be defeated during a fight. If it's not killed immediately, then that person gets knocked unconscious, and you have a chance to use another character. Oh, I just realized we have quite a lot of resources, so I'm gonna build some stuff. You can use another character to wake up the person even during the fight, and that person comes back, has a little bit of life left, can continue fighting, or can escape eventually and survive. However, most often than not, they will be affected by a physical affliction, such as a broken bone or some sort of, I don't know, poisoning or something like that. And that's very problematic. Why? Because mental affliction and physical affliction in this game can only be cured if you find the respective two characters, the witch or the druid. And the witch hut and the druid hut are hidden somewhere on the map. And I can tell you they are not close by. They are probably like in one edge of the map pretty far. And you have to go there through all the creatures, monsters, and I don't know what, to figure it out. And once you found them, eventually you can exchange gold or food or something like that to get cured at their hut. And it's once in a while. It's not all the time. You cannot send all your characters to get cured immediately. It's like once every 10 minutes or something. So the druid, if I remember, is a healer, so he knows how to cure physical affliction. And the witch, however, is the one that you need to cure the mental affliction. Okay. Now, I've sent my scout to eat his green herb, and now the poison that was affecting him, the poison that was affecting him is finally cured. He lost a little bit of life, quite a bit actually. Now, the red herb that is right here is a healing herb. I'm gonna eat one. That's the wrong character, I suppose. I took the wrong character, sorry. You go back to whatever you were doing. You are probably gathering reed, and I did a mistake. I clicked on you. So there is a lot of micromanagement in that game, and I'm pausing the game a lot to be able to explain. Otherwise, I would completely lose my focus. There is a lot of micromanagement. It's a game that's very, very heavy on micromanagement. So I love, however, the look of my little characters. They look really good. So take a red herb. You are at 114 out of 138 in Earth, and now you are fully healed. And he is almost full of sanity. Since he has his torch with him, he does not lose sanity. That's the thing of the scout. The scout does not lose sanity. Now, another thing. I mean, yes, he has a weakness, so party animal, he can lose sanity because of the partying stuff. We did find an item that was special here, and I didn't have time to look at it. Fern's strand, a lock of hair cut from the wind himself, can be used to untangle your enemies so that they are helpless to act. The requirement is to have a subject with any experience at level 5. Level 5 means full bar. So already a very experienced individual. Not easy to use. Only one item of this category can be equipped. It's a unique item. It's an accessory, and the effect is the subject attacks have 20% chance of immobilizing an enemy, preventing them from moving, attacking, or using special ability for 5 seconds. So this is actually really good for an archer, or potentially even for a fighter. But I would say you give this to an archer that's a level 5 archer or whatever, it will immobilize the enemy while the others are killing it. And that's pretty cool. Now we have the life spring that would have also probably restored my life. If I look at the detail, life spring, restore even the most grievous injuries. Yes. I wonder if the life spring can resolve a physical affliction. I'm fairly sure that it does not. Only the druid can, because that's the specific of the druid. Okay, so this guy has item he cannot use. I'm gonna ask him to come back into the middle of the village, next to the campfire, for example. And that's the good thing. You can actually give those items to someone else. Right now, I actually do not even have the people I need for that. So I'm gonna tell him, put those items here. Now that is interesting. I just have another crash. Fatal error. Now what exactly is happening? This is the second crash in 2 different games. And not a small crash. Not a small crash at that. A nice big crash. Alright. So I heard that there was some issues coming with the stream, and I do not know if this is what's affecting my my computer right now. But I have to force quit the game. I actually had a soft crash before, but this time it was a pretty hard one. Let's start it again and see what happens. Maybe it's some sort of an update I have from NVIDIA. Because I can see there is an overlay from NVIDIA here. Is it what's crashing my games? I'm gonna have to check this. Well, those are the ins and outs of the stream. You never know what's gonna happen. Performance monitoring. Okay. I hope it's done. I still have something here, like return physics CPU. Is it what's happening? Is it because for whatever the reason NVIDIA's the physics is being sent to my CPU instead of the other one? Graphics, display, blah blah blah. Maybe that's something important that needs to be seen, huh? Graphics quality, custom, it's not a problem. No, I don't see anything in particular in regard to the physics. Default display, whatever. Gameplay audio control. Okay, well. Custom scenario, we can continue. We'll see how that goes. We are 50 minutes in the video at some point. What I would like to do, I have quite a bit of resources at that point. Oh wow, it crashed. The last save was quite a bit before. It was before finding this. So I'm not seeing the alligators this time. What I can do immediately, so now that we have seen all those details, I don't need to go and... but the event is going to happen to Elena. So she was... Okay, interesting, since we had this back... she was an experienced level 3 cutting person. And she lost all the way from here down to here. Because of this event. Because I did not let her rest. Now, Hunter Den, I don't know if I want to do it, because I don't see a lot of game in this area, to be fair. However, I think we are ready to go for the advanced building. So first building that I want to present to you is the Balia. The Balia is an interesting building. It is a healing building. It's their bath, basically. So they like their bath. I'm gonna put the Balia right here, next to the scout tower. And we have a second building that's interesting, that's the meadery. And the meadery is here to help them have some fun and retrieve their sanity. So if they go out far, and that will happen at some point, because you cannot just keep on taking all the resources around you. At some point you need to go and find the resource where they are. Drop mushroom. I dropped everything to come and help build stuff. You cannot keep on taking everything that's around you. At some point, they will need to start finding the resource where they are. So they will be farther and farther from the village, and that means traveling into the wilds farther and farther. Now, we have the military, and in the military, we have a few things of interest that I wish to quickly present to you. First, we have the axe pit that will allow us to make the axe wielders, so the basic fighters. Then we have the archery range, which I don't have the wood for, which allows me to make an archer. Now, the benefits of the different two is that the archer attacks from a range, but also if there are too many enemies, they might come in contact and the archer will have to fight in melee. But the fact that some of the characters can fight from a range is interesting. They are DPS characters. Now the melee character has a bit more oomph and it can actually cover for the archers. What is that barrel bomb? I actually don't even know that. A barrel filled with explosive materials that detonates when enemies get within range. It's a mine. Okay. It's a mine that you can put on the map. You have also a smoke mine, a mine hidden underground by a layer of dirt. When an enemy steps on it, the mine detonates, covering the area in smoke. So this is made for what? For delaying the enemy. So maybe you put them around the palisades and you delay the enemy for a while, allowing you to gather your villagers so that you can fight back. Yeah, you have two other interesting buildings you can constructions you can make. The rattlesnake, it's a crude alarm system that allows you to know that, oh my god, they are there, they are coming, they are from this direction. I haven't used that so much. It also attracts hostiles' attention and slows the enemy who destroys it. So it's a decoy as well. You use that as a decoy because since your villagers are gonna go into the map farther, it will take them time to be able to come back here. So if you have to fight a big group, a large group of, let's say, wildlings, it can be beneficial to put some rattlesnakes left and right and see them coming. The fireflies, well, it's simple structure to provide lights outside of the palisade, so it's pretty self-explanatory. It does cost 25 wood and 25 reed, so it is costly to build those things, but that will put light in the woods, and therefore the people passing by that light, going from one place to another, will lose less sanity. I did not play so much with it so far, but I can see how a good player would want to have firefly a little bit left and right in order to provide light. Now, the monsters around and the creatures around, they would potentially attack your buildings. So you might want to keep an eye on that, and it's costly. It does cost quite a bit of resources. But once you have built your village, I suppose that putting rattlesnakes or fireflies around is probably a good idea. Then you have your third military building, which is the spear hall. Allows you to train spearmen, and from what I understood, the spear warriors, spearmen, does gain. They are the tanks basically, and they do gain quite a lot of additional life or additional armor, whatever it is. Now, building stuff allows for your village to expand. It grows, that means that your people are also getting happier with this. Right now the sanity level is very good, but the growth level of the settlement is fairly low. If I up the growth level, then I will have the possibility to, as you can see, the growth influence quite a lot of things. So basic infrastructure, basic structure, advanced military, special, and carvings are all influencing the growth. And the levels of growth will give your peeps more joy, and probably they make children faster. So you get to increase your pool of villagers. Now, if we look into the special, okay, I didn't look at the last one, the Scorpion. So the Scorpion is also an interesting building. This one you put on the palisades, if you have the space for it. It requires one of your villagers to use it as a tower, but it's a basic fixed defense tower that you have in the village, and that even somebody who's not a fighter can operate. So you can send your scout into the Scorpion and then operate the Scorpion. They are very strong, you can upgrade them, and they will kill an enemy in 2 shots. Now, 1 shot takes some time, it's like a giant crossbow basically, but it does the work. Even if your fighters are on the other side of the map, the villagers can defend themselves using the scorpion. So that's worth making. It does cost quite a bit to build, if I remember. Now, if you look into the special, now those are more weird arse stuff. The shrine, the burial grounds, the temple. So those are faith related. The burial ground is in order to put your dead, because you will have dead people. So they would go into the burial grounds. This way people are not sad or don't get insane by seeing their corpses. You can use a villager to carry the corpse of another village and bring it into the burial ground. And then you have what? Taming house. I have not played yet with the taming ability. I didn't go far enough into the campaign to unlock the taming part, so I don't know exactly what that is. Obviously, you can tame creatures and train them to become familiars, so they fight for you. And then we can extend the palisades. This is very costly. If I remember, it's 400 wood. But at some point, this gets crowded. Okay, we already have 6 buildings and we don't have so much space left. I can probably put 1 building here, probably 1 building here, and 1 building in the middle, maybe here, max, but I don't know. So if I go into the basics, I have those. I did not do the Hunted Zen and the storehouse. If I go into advanced, I have all of that I need to build. And then, so the ironwork, the claywork for the upgrade of the buildings, then the trading post, the grain field, which I don't know, allow wheat farmer to grow and process wheat for food. Interesting, very interesting. I haven't played with this yet. And then we have the gold mine, which is the very last building. It's in order to gather gold, and the gold allows you to pay for different things. You can pay, I think, the druid ask for gold or for food, or the witch ask for gold. Some traders can ask for gold. The trading post also allows you to exchange one resource for another. So it's all about managing those different resources, etc., etc. And then carvings, those are just enhancing the beauty of your gourd, hence making them into a higher level of growth and having more new commerce. Now, what I really liked about that game, and I'm not talking about the bugs of the game because there are many, what I really like about the game is the possibility to just take one villager, use that villager and basically tell him do this or do that. Otherwise, they basically do what their work is telling them to do, but they might be kind of dumb when it comes to finding a creature in the wild. So, let's say for example, I come here and I tell him, okay, you put that out.
There's a new decision to be made.
And you put that out. So, new decision to be made. That's the girl.
Something bad has happened.
Yeah. I'm gonna let her rest this time. So she's gonna lose some life, and she has brain rot, an affliction. She's suffering from brain rot. The subject attack damage, food production, mining speed, cutting speed are significantly reduced. Inventory capacity for all resources is decreased. Go to the subject. You can see her affliction here. The brain rot can be healed for a price in the witch hut. Now I am curious, can the life spring restore that injury? It's a mental affliction, so I think it does not. Funny enough, not letting her rest was probably the best outcome for that event, because now she's suffering from this affliction, which you can see here on the stuff, and you cannot get rid of it unless you actually find the witch hut and pay the witch to heal her. So having an affliction is actually much worse. So the subject's attack damage, food production, mining speed and cutting speed are significantly reduced, which ultimately are like, it's not so penalizing, it's just she's slower, but she does not lose her stuff. Wait, what? Okay, so we were talking about bugs earlier, right? Inventory capacity for all resource is decreased. Inventory capacity. Okay. I think this is a bug. Typically, so one of the bugs that you can find in the game, she just got reset at all of her experience, down to 1. This is so incredibly worse than what was previously. Okay, I can see how she has this affliction and you need to find the witch heart to heal her, which is annoying, and until you do so, she's slower into working. Okay, it's penalizing, but at least you don't lose all your experience. Turns out, she lost all of her experience. This is ridiculous. This is like beyond absurd, because like a character that loses all of the experience, it's like you can toss this character away, you know? It's like she's useless. Taking the other option, she had lost a lot of experience in the cutting, and she had temporarily lost some max earth as well, or something like that. But here it's like she got everything. She got all the effects. So definitely this is a bug. It's not supposed to happen. Unless she's into this state where she's basically useless until you find the witch hut. But the witch hut can be really far. So that basically means this character is useless until then. We found a fisherman's symbol. Okay. Let's go and explore a tiny bit, and then we're gonna call it quit for this video. I think that I had the opportunity to show you most of what the game is about. So let's just look around a little bit. Found some more stuff. Oh, found a snake. Can you kill a snake by yourself? Are you able to kill a snake by yourself? Now that's not a small snake, that's a giant snake. That's a very, very monstrous snake. And at the moment, the snake did not do its venom thing, so it's not too bad. Yes, he very successfully killed the snake. He did lose quite a bit of life doing so. We are at the edge of the map. There is a boar. We don't want to fight the boar, but the boar wants to fight us. No, don't fight the boar, please. We found more stuff. Exploring experience, very nice. We found more snakes. So there are quite a lot of animals and they all want our guts, as you can see. Right now I'm just having fun walking around, but I would never do that in normal time. They will eventually stop running after me. And that's a wildling. Okay. Now they are trying to kill me at every possible occasion. This guy. If I bring it here, my other villagers should be able to provide assistance. He left. Okay. Now he can eat some of those, and he can actually go into the fountain of life. Well, no need. Just eating some of those red plants was enough. I found a scout symbol, very good, since he's a scout, and a skull necklace. What does that do? It's an amulet, and that's an amulet as well. So you can only have one of each style, right? Where is he going? Therefore, there is no point for me to keep all this equipment. I'm going to leave it here. The fisherman symbol. The skull necklace does what? 30% fighting experience gain. Only one item can be equipped. This one is immediately equipable, while this one requires level 2 exploring, which I'm not very far from having. And then I can use the scout symbol. But they are both amulets, so I cannot use both. So let's do that. There we go. Let's do that. Can we find something interesting on the map? If I just go like a crazy man. So we got some more flowers. I can always eat the flowers to regenerate a little bit. I could even fight the wildling, I think, by myself. If I am alone. Red Horde Axeman. Yeah, I think I can do it. As you can see, they are not very strong. It's just that eventually they come by groups of 5. There we go. Look at him. He just gained a level of what? Fighting? Yes. We just got a level 2 fighting experience. Let's check what was in the thing. 37 gold. Let's take a little bit of life. We still have not passed the stupid level 2 of exploring. Another guy. Or maybe they are like bandits or something. We got a child. Okay. Another event. Done. So, he's not that bad. I mean, he's an actually good fighter. Some read. He did get some damage, but we can definitely heal right here. We got some red herbs. And there he goes. Good as new. Now, let's come here. There was a kid that arrived. I didn't really have the time to look at it, but that doesn't matter because it's just a kid. She has 0 experience on anything, of course. However, her modifiers are really good. She's also a jack of all trade, plus 30%, cutting and mining, food production 20%, 20% exploring. She just sucks at trading, but you know what? Trading comes very late in the game. She would be a beautiful scout as well. Very good woodcutter. She has incredible stats. She's strong versus cursed ones. 50% attack damage against the cursed one. Okay. She hates bathing, however. So she will lose sanity if I send her to heal in the barrier. And here you have it. This is basically Gord in a nutshell. A game that's surprising in its makeup. As you can see, like you think, oh, you have so much space. So I don't. No, I really don't. Like, look at that. If I want to put a clay, how do you call this? Pottery or clay worker. It takes so much space. So I just have a few more building that I can add to this, and then you need to expand the palisade. It's not without reason that you can expand the palisade, but expanding palisade is quite complex because you need to do it without putting the palisade into resources and stuff like that. So it's not that easy. It's not an easy way of expanding the stuff, and some people have been complaining on this game mechanic. But yeah, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. I think it's quite an interesting game. So if you can have it for minus 90% at like $5 or something like that, even if you manage to get a key for free, yeah, have it a go. The game is pretty good. The campaign is pretty good. The ambience is really cool. The game mechanics and the graphics are really good. The only downside is the unresolved bugs. They exist. They are many, and unfortunately, they will never be resolved unless the studio decides to release the game for modding, and that the community takes over and resolve those bugs. But yeah, aside from that aspect, that can be a downside. Great deal of fun. I discovered that game and I played it straight up like whole day long, and into the campaign I was so immersed into it. The ambience is really like, it takes you, so it's really cool. Gord in a nutshell. I hope you liked it. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button and do not hesitate to subscribe to the channel as always. You are more than welcome to come to the stream if you want to participate during the indie game discovery. That's it for this one. I see you on the next one. Bye bye. I don't know if I can call you a normal player. By the way, just saying. Just saying. But yeah, Gord is actually, it's quite interesting. I like that game. I like that game despite its problems. All right. What else do we have on the plate? And already like 2 crash for 2 games. Like what the hell?